Hello, I'm Juan Davis, Chief Creative Officer at KCET and PBS SoCal, and we're partnering with the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. Let's start today with you, Itzi, and a new study on homelessness among our student population.
Yeah, researchers at UCLA say that more than a quarter of a million K through 12 California students experienced homelessness during the 2018 to 2019 school year. For perspective, that number of students could fill the Dodger Stadium almost 5 times. The report also found that 1 in 5 community college students, 1 in 10 Cal State students, and 1 in 20 UC students experienced homelessness during that same academic year. UCLA's Dr. Joseph Bishop said that they looked at data from the California Department of Education and found that 66,000 students experienced homelessness here in Los Angeles. Amid the coronavirus pandemic, he says those numbers are likely higher.
Nursing homes have been devastated by coronavirus, and there's evidence that people who worked at multiple homes may have helped spread the virus. But as Jackie's been reporting, limiting healthcare workers' jobs has its own downside.
Yeah, the majority of people who work in nursing homes are women of color, and they do the very physical, close contact work of feeding, bathing, and really caring for our nation's elderly. They're also underpaid and they don't get full time hours. So many of them work at multiple nursing homes. I talked to researchers who found that the more staff overlap that there is between nursing homes, the higher the number of COVID cases. Advocates that I talked to say that rather than, making it a rule that staff can only work at one nursing home, regulators should instead focus on making sure that they have proper personal protective equipment like masks and understanding infection control. About 40% of all of the COVID-19 deaths in the entire country have been nursing home residents and staff. So controlling these outbreaks is very important.
There are a number of criminal justice propositions on the ballot this year, including Prop 25. Frank, can you explain to us what Proposition 25 would do?
Sure. Proposition 25 would end the cash bail system at local jails. So instead of deciding who gets released based on whether they have money to make bail, counties would use a risk assessment tool to decide whether it would be safe to release them. Criminal justice reform advocates say that would be more fair, and poor people who commit low-level offenses would not have to languish in jail as they do now. Here's the twist. While the Democratic Party and progressive stalwarts like Congresswoman Karen Bass support Prop 25, the ACLU of Southern California and state NAACP say that it's a good idea to end cash bail, but Prop 25 fails to address racial bias in the risk assessment tools that would be used. Whether you are able to make bail is extremely important because if you're locked up, studies have found that you are much more susceptible to pressure from prosecutors to make a deal. Nonetheless, supporters of 25 say it's at least a beginning to ending cash bail. Final twist, the bail bonds industry that placed 25 on the ballot to keep cash bail worded Prop 25 so that a yes vote ends cash bail and a no vote restores cash bail for the bail bonds industry.
Proposition 25 isn't the only criminal justice proposition on the ballot. KCET has produced a series of 1-minute videos explaining all the props. And today, Proposition 20.
Prop 20 in a minute. This prop would make changes to criminal sentencing. Here's how. Right now, certain crimes like firearm theft, car theft, and credit card fraud are misdemeanors. Under Prop 20, people accused of these crimes could be charged with felonies. Prop 20 would also require that people convicted of certain misdemeanors committed before 2014 submit DNA samples to state and federal databases. Prop 20 would also change rules around parole. It would require parole boards to consider a list of new factors when granting parole, things like age, mental condition, and job marketability. Supporters include law enforcement agencies who've argued California needs to get tougher with its criminal sentencing. Opponents, who include former Governor Jerry Brown and the ACLU of Northern California, say crime is down in California. There's no need to return to mass incarceration and harsh sentencing. Voting yes for Prop 20 means supporting tougher charges for certain crimes and more stringent parole requirements. Voting no keeps things as they are.
If you want to watch more 1-minute explainers on the propositions, please go to kcet.org/vote2020. And thank you for tuning in. We will see you on Monday.
Thank you, Juan.